What's going on, everyone? We are back. You already know who do you have right here alongside Marvin Azan. I am Mike Mono. Patriots post-game show
Woo!
right here on the CLNS Media Network. Starting off the season, 2019 NFL season underway today. Patriots had some Sunday night football action where they hosted the Pittsburgh Steelers. Final score at Gillette Stadium, 33-3. Patriots laid the smackdown on Pittsburgh.
Domination. What you expect from a this is what you want from your home opener because a lot of things can happen. It's banner night, a lot of emotions go on. First game of the season, you're still getting to know your teammates. You don't know where your strengths are yet, but Patriots showed no rust. Mike, offensively, defensively, special teams, all three phases of the game, the Patriots dominated.
There's a lot to dissect from this game, and I'm not even fully talking about the gameplay itself. Just looking at this team overall, Marv, this is a scary football team. I know we had all the talk going about throughout the course of the offseason, the course of preseason games, roster moves being made, players coming in, players coming out, brand new acquisitions to the team. And now we finally get to week one. We see the starters take their spots on the field. We see the action start to begin. And this team looks like it's really that is going to be reckoned with all season long.
Look, we've been doing Patriots Roundtable all off season talking about this team. We've been doing Double M, shameless plugs by the way, all off season talking about this team. And the one thing we kept saying is, where's the weaknesses? This is prior to the big news that happened this weekend with AB. We're talking about offensively, you have all your running backs, which they displayed this week. You saw a little bit of Burkhead, you saw White, you saw Michelle. Offensively, the receivers, Edelman's still looks sharp.
Yep.
He still looks great out there. What was Edelman's stats for today? Edelman had 6 receptions, 83 yards. Still Brady's number one guy in
Absolutely.
targets and in receptions. Philip Dorsett, he's a guy that's always forgotten about. No Demarius Thomas, no Antonio Brown. Philip Dorsett's gonna be out there, and he was gonna be a guy that was gonna be, we thought it was gonna be mainly in the fix there. 4 receptions, 95 yards, Mike, 2 touchdowns for Dorsett. And we see that he has that rapport with Tom Brady.
Yeah, when his number is called upon, and I mean, you mentioned it a little bit, Dorsett's probably a guy who he won't be out there a lot, especially when everybody's fully healthy. When you have Julian Edelman out there, Josh Gordon, you get Demarius Thomas back, you add in Antonio Brown, four elite options for Tom Brady when he drops back in the pocket and is looking down the field. Dorsett's not a guy who would get his number called upon as long as those four in front of him are fully healthy and ready to go. But like we saw tonight, and like you mentioned a little bit, when Dorsett's on the field, Brady and Dorsett have that connection and big plays can happen. We saw it with Brady looking for Dorsett down the field. He made a couple of unbelievable catches, scored a couple of touchdowns for the Patriots. And I mean, this offense, like I was saying in the beginning, you got those guys who Brady can rely upon when he drops back into the pocket. Then you look at the running backs who played a part. I think a lot of people really felt that the running backs or Patriots would be a run heavy team. You have not Dorsett, Sony Michelle, James White, Burkhead. You drafted a young guy who didn't play tonight. Damian,
Harris.
Damian Harris? Yes, didn't play tonight. But the running backs you feel is a solid combination of guys with different skill sets that can bring something to this team. Running backs, wide receivers, solid protection. I know the Patriots offensive line missing a couple guys. I'm forgetting names left and right. David Andrews not on the
Yep,
field due to his
Captain
injury.
Andrews.
Um, I know Marcus Cannon left the field a little bit later on in the game, but for the most part, especially when you have Dante Starnecchia as the offensive line coach leading the way, Brady has good protection. He has great weapons. And if there's one thing I've continued to ask for as Tom Brady has continued to age, get into his early 40s now, you give Brady protection, you give Brady weapons, he'll be just all right. That man could possibly play to 50.
Tom Brady, 24 for 36, 341 yards, 3 touchdowns for the day. You mentioned the running game. This is a team that you think that we all thought. I think the consensus was Patriots are going to be a run heavy team. 99 combined yards in the rushing game. So that's very minimal compared to what we think going in. Burkhead led the way with 44 yards and 8 carries. Sony Michelle had the most carries and 15 yards, only 14 yards in the game. Struggled a little bit, struggled for me in fantasy. But we know we're not gonna talk about that right now. But Mike, this is the Patriots post game show. The comments are booming.
Oh
Just like
yes.
AB likes to say, business is
Oh,
booming.
you gonna say that now, Marv?
I sure ain't. But right now the comments are booming. So what I want you guys to do right now, this is your first time watching the Patriots post game show. Once again, introduce yourself.
Mike Molyneux alongside Marvin
Marvin
is
is
on.
on, definitely. And how long have we been doing this?
Woo, we started this show 2013. No, too early, too
Wait,
early.
whoa, man. 13.
For
13, we was back in Bridgewater State.
2015,
16.
2016,
16.
16. We started this show in 2016, and Marvin and I have been bringing a lot of luck to the Patriots since we've been doing this post game
Three
show
Super Bowls
through
in a row.
three Super Bowls. Patriots have been going to Super Bowls since Marvin and I have been holding down this show. So if you're tuning in right now, if you're watching, yes, we see the comments rolling. I see a lot of comment stuff that we want to get to. Keep them coming in. Spread the word. This show is where you can find us at, following every game, every Patriots game, dissecting everything that we all just watched.
Definitely. So, we try to get to the comments as much as possible. Right now, while we are dissecting the game at the moment, give us two pros, two cons of the game. Two pros that you saw, okay, this looked really good for the
I like
Patriots.
that.
And then two things you said, okay, they still need to work on that. Two pros, two cons, and we'll get through that in the comments. Right now, let's get back to the game, Mike. Things that you saw.
One area of the game that I think I definitely saw in the comments coming in, uh, the pass rush from the Patriots, something that, you know, has been a continued conversation over the years. The Patriots have been a team that has never really had a solid pass rush. And obviously, sometimes you look at the sack numbers, and just because a quarterback maybe got sacked once or maybe two times, sometimes that can indicate that a pass rush wasn't present at
Right,
all.
right.
Or sometimes that can indicate that, yeah, they got to sack the quarterback only one or two times, but they still brought some pressure.
Definitely.
Now, would you say, Marv, that you saw a lot of pressure on Ben Roethlisberger tonight?
Ben had to rush a lot of throws. Ben, did he get sacked
He
this
got
game?
sacked one
He
time.
got sacked once, but there was a lot of time where he had to force throws in there. And hey, AB's not there no more. He doesn't have that number one guy where when things go crazy, he can just fling it to AB and let magic happen. Yes, Juju's great. Juju's gonna be awesome, but when you can now put Gilmore on Juju and just blanket him out, the James Washingtons, the Moncriefs. Those aren't guys you're scared of on the
Yeah.
defense. They don't put any fear. Juju ended the game 6 receptions for 78 yards, and you'll take that every time from Juju Smith-Schuster, especially with no touchdown. Big Ben, we saw late in the game that Chase Winovich, our rookie, got in the face of Big Ben a little bit. Be like,
Hmm.
I'm here, I've arrived. And
Yeah.
this defense, starting from last year with Brian Flores, he started, implementing more of a scheme to pass rush. You saw Jamie Collins. He's going to be a big role into this as well, into getting into the quarterback, getting behind the field. And I think that really disrupted Big Ben tonight.
I saw a question here in the comments that caught my eye that I want to get to. And I think, if I'm correct, it came from, who did it come from? I'm so sorry if I'm forgetting who it came from. But the person asked, what did we think about Rex Burkhead tonight? And like I talked about earlier, with Rex Burkhead and the running backs in general, it's a huge
And this
aspect.
Ryan Mooney
Ryan
aspect.
Mooney, shout out to Ryan Mooney with that question. The running backs is a huge piece of this offense. Obviously, we know how great the wide receivers look with all those guys listed off, but the running backs, and one thing with Rex Burkhead, obviously Sony Michel's the power back who can
Right.
bring the power. James White's the pass catching back who can get out and get passes from Brady down the field. Rex Burkhead, I feel like he's the one that can bring a combination of both. Because when he gets the ball and he gets handed off the ball, he's very shifty and he's very slippery, and he can find those openings to pick up some yards. But if need be, if he needs to line up on the outside and Brady calls upon him to pick up yards down the field, he can do that. I really like before it's really iffy about in the beginning what Rex Burkhead brought to this team. Was he really necessary? Can't they just go through James White and Sony Michelle all
It's
the
hard for
time?
the defense to game plan for Rex Burkhead.
But Burkhead brings another element to the running backs and what he provides to this team. So
Right.
shout out to him for sure.
Right, because when you see Sony Michelle, okay, you're expecting more of a run package.
Hmm.
You see James White, you're expecting more of a passing package. Burkhead gives you a little bit of both. Obviously, like I said, led the team in yardage in rushing, but also in the receiving game. Mike, 5 receptions, 41 yards. You can easily,
Eight targets,
yes, 8 targets.
second most on the team
So
tonight.
you could easily make an argument that Burkhead was probably one of the MVP. He didn't get a touchdown, but he was probably the offensively MVP, moving the chains down. And Burkhead, he's a guy last year, like you mentioned. You look at him like, man, sometimes I feel like they're forcing Burkhead in there.
Yeah,
Like
just
he's
go through James White and
they're
Michelle.
killing the momentum. Last year we were looking for nicknames for Michelle and White
Yeah,
because they were so dynamic. And another reason because Burkhead's help. The guy doesn't stay on the
that is
field.
true as
So
well.
when he's not on the field, James White and Sony Michelle's volume goes up. Now you see with Burkhead, it's really a three-headed monster in that backfield. And even Bolden got a little busy in the beginning of the game. So hey, you really can't tell with this offense who's gonna dominate in the rushing.
Another question well, not really a question, but a comment that came up from Gotti Jr. Shout out to you, Gotti Jr. He talked about how the Patriots need to work on the red zone offense, and obviously, there's no Gronk this year.
Right.
There's no Gronk. Ben Watson, who you expect to be, not Gronkowski, but somebody who's been in the Patriots system, knows Brady, knows the offense a little bit. He's going to be out for the first 4 games. And then you still don't have Antonio Brown yet. You still don't have Demarius Thomas yet. Some options, extra options that you can have in the red zone. Obviously, I won't read into it too much tonight. Um, but in the red zone, you have Sony Michelle, who's a guy who could possibly punch it in. But once you add in Demarius Thomas, you add in Antonio Brown, you have options. You don't have the big 6'6" Gronkowski who can make things happen in the red zone. But now you have other options that the defense has to plan for when you get down in there.
I like that as a con as well, because just looking into the team, I felt like in the red zone, the ball was forced to the running backs, and not meaning that they were running the ball, but the screen plays, the giving goes to the running backs just wasn't working at the time. And then hey, it goes back to beginning of the season. You're thinking you're gonna have the big guys as Nikhil Harry, Demarius Thomas,
Yeah.
Josh Gordon, where
Nikhil Harry.
Nikhil Harry, that's another big receiver there. So you know down the line, red zone offense shouldn't be a problem when you start having those big guys there.
Yep.
When you're in the red zone, Josh Gordon should be your number one guy you're looking into, unless you're really trying to punch it in with a Sony Michelle. But that's just going to develop. You really can't. Obviously, we're nitpicking. The Patriots won 33-3, so we're nitpicking here. But little things that need to work on. Last year, that was a struggle. Offensive red zone was a struggle. Gronk was hampered. He wasn't the same as well. So down the stretch when Patriots were really struggling was turnovers during the red zone, and I think that's something that you know they will have to continue to work on as time continues.
All right. So we talked about the offense a lot and what we saw from them. But then we also have to remember while the Patriots did put up 33 points, they held the Pittsburgh Steelers to 3 points. And yes, this is a Pittsburgh Steelers team that they don't have Le'Veon Bell anymore. Yes, we know that. They don't have Antonio Brown. Yes, we know that. But for the most part, the Pittsburgh Steelers has been a team over the last several seasons, long as Ben Roethlisberger has been there, to put up points. They can put up points with usually whatever options that they have. To hold them to 3 points, yes, it's the first game of the season. You're still trying to maybe get some things together. Yes, you're on the road playing in Gillette. It's a tough place to play. Yes, we know that. But to hold them to 3 points, do you feel it was more of, and this goes to the viewers too, question for you and Marv, do you feel it was more of first game jitters a little bit playing in Gillette? They're revealing the banner, the sixth banner. a lot of that going in the atmosphere, or do you feel as if, all right, this Patriots defense is one that's going to cause problems to opposing teams throughout the whole season?
Patriots defense is for real. This defense, Mike. Going into this season, I've been more excited for the defense compared to offense. Mind you, I didn't know about AB coming to the team, so that's I didn't know Demarius Thomas was going to come back healthy as quick as he did. But this defense is for real, and it starts with Gilmore, him being able to handle the number one wide receiver, and you can trust that. You can trust him right there, and then the pass rush, like we just mentioned, you didn't have Kyle Van Noy there, but other guys stepped up, as in Bentley, Jamie Collins, Calhoun. He wavered off a little bit with dehydration and cramping up a little bit, but you have a lot of versatile linebackers
Yep.
that you didn't have prior. So this is health is all that matters with this Patriots team. Because you have some studs in there. I loved what I saw from. Oh, I'm blanking right now on Shelton. Just him being inside in the middle for the run stop. Because Connor, if we're talking about another stud for the Pittsburgh Steelers, he didn't break off at all this game as well. Connor 10 carries only for 21 yards. So Pittsburgh couldn't even dictate their offense that they wanted to.
Yeah, man. It's just very it's very exciting to see a Patriots team where, obviously you want Brady to find success. You want Brady in the offense to have success. And you're hoping that it's not a season where, well, the Brady and the offense needs to carry the load. They have to put up 30 points for them to win. You don't want that. I think coming out of the Super Bowl against the Rams, which was a defensive game, Brady, the offense, they didn't go out and have put up big numbers. Obviously Julian Edelman had a great stats and whatnot, but it wasn't a high scoring game. The defense, in a sense, won them that Super Bowl against the Rams. They hopefully are carrying what happened in that Super Bowl into this season. And yes, maybe if there are games, which I think will be very unlikely, if there are games where Brady and the offense isn't clicking, he's not connecting with the receivers the weapons that he has, because you'll probably face teams that have decent defense. They'll step up and they'll have some good coverage. But you need to know that if that's the case and Brady is having an off day, the defense can be relied upon to put pressure on a quarterback, to have great coverage in the secondary, to be great when it comes to the run defense, to maybe cause some turnovers. If you have your offense and defense clicking, I'm seeing it a couple times in the comments, and I was telling you earlier while we was watching the game. Undefeated is a word that's going to be
You
tossed
need to
around.
stop it,
I'm
bro.
too early? Is it
You
too
you
early?
need
Let
to
me know if
stop
I'm
it.
too early.
I get it
Let me know if I'm
get
too
it for
early.
the fans wanting to say you need to stop it right now.
I'm too
Stop
early.
it. It is game one. Like, I understand we did it before in 2017. I mean 2007, in the 2007 2008 year, we went undefeated. But do we understand how unprecedented that is? Like, it just doesn't happen like that. There's injuries, there's game script, there's things that happen in games that, well, you just don't go undefeated. Is this team the best team in the NFL right now? You can make that argument, but to say the Patriots are going to go undefeated, can we all just please relax?
I don't. Hey,
Mike,
man.
Mike,
Look.
stop. Hey,
Look.
hey, I don't want you to lead this train right now,
Listen to
Mike.
me. This team on paper, is even more talented than 2007. This team on paper, I didn't say they're better. It remains to be seen if this team is
Here you
better
go. You
than the
did it. Hey,
2007
you just open.
Patriots.
You just
Yeah,
open.
I'll open the conversation. I don't give a damn. I don't. I think this team is very damn good.
You just open up a can of worms.
Offensively, before you even added Antonio Brown, offensively, you're like, all right, Brady has something to work with, even if he just has Julian Edelman, Demarius Thomas, and Josh Gordon out there. But now you add Antonio Brown, a guy who you even said to me, and we all know.
Week one.
I'm just saying, they look very good. They didn't play a bum Buffalo Bills or New York Jets.
This was
Miami
really
Dolphins.
good. This was a good
It's
win.
the Pittsburgh Steelers.
It's a good win.
You got a good win, a blowout victory against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm just saying, The blowout win, on top of the fact that we all know, I think universally, whether you're a Patriots fan or not, you just have to be a football NFL fan. You know this team looks pretty damn good.
Of course. Let's just take it slow. Let's take it slow. Like my boy Demo said on the IG live, he doesn't give a damn about none of that. Just give me number 7, the Lombardi trophy, and that's all that matters.
But
yeah, you want to make it sweet, huh? You just want to make it sweet going 19-0. But I don't care.
You have an ice cream sundae. Ice cream sundae tastes great. Ice cream sundae can be that number 7 Lombardi trophy. Sure.
Yes.
But you know what a cherry on top could be? To make history.
Number 7 is history. No other team has done number 7.
Oh yeah, but do make number 7 happen with the undefeated. Now you're doing 2 things with history: 7 championships and the undefeated season. Let me know if another team will ever do that anytime soon.
It won't happen.
You're jumping.
You're jumping. Let's go back. You know, we talked about offense. Defensively, we got a couple of guys who I want to, shout out. The McCourty brothers.
Absolutely.
McCourty, we know that Devin, he closed the game out with that interception precisely. That's more of the Harmon role. I can't even speak now. You passing it along to me.
First game.
We're back. It's a Harmon, the Harmon role. He usually gets, those closeout interceptions. But Devin McCourty looked good in there, tackling inside, being the safety outside. His brother handling the Moncriefs of the world. It's a great role. It's a great role for Jason McCourty. Patrick Chung, another guy. He's playing. We ain't gonna talk about his case that he has pending in the next year or so. But Chung, I loved what I saw from him. We know he's usually the guy who's covering the tight ends. And what did their tight end do? What's his name again?
Vance McDonald. Old McDonald.
Vince Wendy's
McDonald's, bro.
Two receptions, 40 yards. This is a guy that he's supposed to be. This is it. They got to unleash him. He's the tight end of the future. Patriots handled that, and that's a position the Patriots struggle with a lot with the tight end. And also, we got to talk special teams.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of special teams, our guy wanted to let you know, Travis Cactus Jack Scott wanted to let you know that Matthew Slater was a huge difference maker tonight. Hey, you can speak on it. I don't want to interrupt you. You did say you were getting ready to speak on special teams. So please give praise to Matthew Slater and what he was able to bring to the team, the future Hall of Famer. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm so sorry. Whenever you're ready, special teams, Matthew Slater. No, go ahead. It's your turn. Yeah.
So Stephen Gostkowski, what I was about to say, great game by Stephen Gostkowski, 4 for 4. And I ain't talking Wendy's this time. He got a nice 4 for 4, 100% from the field. He struggled during the preseason, and they finally got that figured out. So Gostkowski, big game. Jake Bailey, his first season game, punt the ball beautifully the 3 times. Can't ask for nothing better.
Yeah, special teams, continue. Go ahead.
That's all I had to say, Mike.
Well, Jordan Berry, the punter, punted 5 times. 5 times. And after those punts, they weren't getting good field position. Obviously, if the Pittsburgh Steelers only scored 3 points, who probably contributed to making sure the Pittsburgh Steelers won?
Brandon Bolden.
The disrespect that this guy, Marv, has. He won't put any respect on Matthew Slater's name. Can y'all believe it?
How?
Can y'all believe it?
How did I disrespect Matthew Slater?
The man spoke for about 2-3 minutes praising the special teams, but didn't.
It's our job to break down offense, defense, and special teams.
And you didn't highlight the most important special teams player.
Gostkowski went 4 for 4. Am I not supposed to talk about him?
Yeah, you did. Move on. Who's
Jake Bailey?
Continue.
What else do I need to talk about?
You won't even say the man's name, the Hall of Famer. He said who? He called Matthew Slater. Folks watching.
You said I wouldn't mention his name. I said, who are you talking about?
The Hall of Fame special teams player.
Mike, tell me. What did you see from Matthew Slater today that you want to bring up? Because I obviously missed something. I
just told you.
Yes. What happened?
What's his name? Jordan Berry, the punter from Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yes.
Punted 5 times.
Okay.
And obviously,
What did you see that you can bring up.
Matthew Slater contributed to reasons why, from those punts, the Pittsburgh Steelers were never in good position to possibly put points on the board. That's what I wanted to bring up with Matthew Slater.
Shout out to Matthew Slater.
Thank you.
Shout out to Matthew Slater.
Thank you.
Are you happy?
I'm happy.
Can we talk?
I bet a lot of people are happy. Put some respect on his name.
I will put Matt. You know what? Let me not. Patriots 33-3 against the new against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Don't piss me off on the first week, Mike. Let's get into some of the comments, man. Hey, what are you seeing?
I know for one thing, people wanted to definitely have you put some respect on Matthew Slater's
Mike, let's
name.
get to the other comments. Yes, win. Let's talk about win that Griffin said first. You know, he's the big question mark. The whole offensive line's a question mark with the injuries. We saw Marcus Cannon go down. Joe Tooney had to play right tackle all of a sudden. Isaiah Wynn in that left side was great.
Yeah.
Was great, Mike.
Yeah.
You know, we know he's undersized, but the man has a lot of strength, a lot of power, and he caused no troubles at all. I was really Tanja said, really impressed by Isaiah Wynn tonight.
Yeah, I have nothing negative to say. I think, like I said early in the show, you want to make sure that Brady is protected at all times. This is a 42-year-old guy. He's not a mobile guy. He's not going to be breaking out down the field to pick up a bunch of yards. You need to make sure he's protected in the pocket. Wynn stepping up in his first full season on the field in a huge spot, left tackle, and he did a solid job in his first game for sure. I definitely hope to continue to see great things from him. Another comment that I wanted to shout out, Griffin said, I think the Steelers' entire team was just completely devastated with Antonio Brown. And when I read that, I'm thinking to how when the Patriots got James Harrison, there was a lot of talk of, oh, man, how could James Harrison go to the rival team? You know, maybe some players on the Pittsburgh Steelers are feeling a certain type of way. Obviously, Antonio Brown was a non-factor tonight. He didn't play. You know, he wasn't on the field for anything. But could that really have been another piece to Mike Tomlin and the coaches and the coaches, and Ben Roethlisberger and other teammates that they're just kind of twisted at, wow, they can't believe a brother of theirs who's battled with them for years,
not at all,
going up against the Patriots? Was that something in their mindset that maybe threw them off a little bit?
No, not tonight. I mean, Pittsburgh has moved on from AB for a while now. Obviously, some of the players like, damn, he moved to the Patriots. That's more work for us. But I don't think that's something that going into this game messed him up, especially he wasn't even on the field. He had nothing to do with this game at all. Something I wanted to bring up, Landon Roberts. Y'all thought I was being disrespectful about Matthew Slater. At least Matthew Slater is a captain. He's on the field.
He deserves it.
And he's on the field. Landon Roberts is the captain of this team. Sure.
Why?
Captain? Because if you're captain, you're making plays, right? Yeah. Matthew Slater makes plays, right?
Sure does.
Landon Roberts didn't see a minute on the field today. You know how many tackles he had? 0.
Yeah.
Can't find his snaps was 0.
Wait, he didn't play.
You're not listening to what I'm saying?
I mean, I was scrolling through the box scores. I didn't see his name, but
Mike. Y'all, I'm gonna move past Matthew Slater real quick. I give you Landon Roberts 2 more of these performances, and it's going all the way.
But why was he voted the team captain?
I'm waiting for you to tell me the speech.
Maybe like someone in his family makes good pregame meals or something.
Oh Lord,
I don't know. Like, you get voted team captain, it's for a solid reason. I'm trying to figure out.
And the crazy thing is, Landon Roberts got moved up to replace Jamie Collins. Jamie Collins comes back, plays. Landon Roberts captain, but doesn't play, and it's.
Well, according to our guy Mark R, it says it's because of his character. He's a high character guy. Sometimes you just need that.
No, of course, that's great.
High character guys.
I wonder how his character was on the sideline.
when they coming off the field after a tough play, high fives, claps, motivation. Good job, great effort,
No,
great job, great effort.
I'm not gonna disrespect Atlanta Roberts. I'm not gonna do it because I did a lot of that last year. And I'm not a fan of the guy precisely. I'm not gonna lie, but he's a versatile linebacker,
Yeah,
and that's what the Patriots need. And these guys go down quickly. So Landon Roberts, someone brought him up. That's why I had to bring it up real quick.
Atlanta Roberts real good for me in Madden, to tell you.
You be cheating in Madden though. You be playing on rookie mode.
All right. But yeah, going back to things we're seeing from this team, comments are coming in still. What was Brady's passer rating at the end of the game? I think I could tell you that now. Brady finished off the game with the passer rating of 124.9. Again, Brady finished the game 24 of 36, 341 yards, 3 touchdowns. Only got sacked once. And honestly, if that number can stay around there or
All
zero
season.
all season long, I'll continue to harp on it over and over again. Protect Brady at all costs. I know somebody said early in the comments, the offensive line depth is not really there. It's not really
Right.
something that they can rely upon. And obviously, if that's an area where the Patriots need to look at throughout the course of the season, whether they need to make a trade to bring guys in or whatever, you need to have bodies ready. Because it's the NFL, physical sport. Guys can drop just like that. And obviously, one thing the Patriots have had over the years is a team where, guys are ready to step up and do their job. Same thing goes with all the positions, offensive line. If somebody goes down, one of those starters goes down, you need to have somebody who's ready to step up and feel confident in their role and be there to protect Brady.
So a guy that we didn't really speak about, surprisingly yet, Josh Gordon.
Yes, let's get on Josh Gordon for
Josh
sure.
Gordon, 3 receptions, 73 yards, and a touchdown. And Josh Gordon just reminded us that it doesn't matter what type of game it is, Mike. You give this man the ball, he can change any type of momentum with a second. Breaks a tackle easily, and scores that touchdown. And you can say, damn, that's going to be one of his best plays of the year.
Mhm.
But it's only week 1. We know he knows the system very well. We saw him block, and that's another thing I like seeing from Josh Gordon. He was getting in there dirty, blocking. The man can take hits. He got walked in one of the catches, held onto the ball. Hopefully he doesn't have to take as too many of those hits a lot. Because we need him. Mike, don't even.
Let's
Mike.
just hope he continues to stay on the field and do what he needs to do to be a
But
great addition to this team.
yeah, but he looked really good. Only 3 receptions, but those 3 receptions for 70 yards. We talk about how there's no Gronk
Yeah.
on this team, right? You're gonna bring in a Demaryius Thomas and an AB. Gronk wasn't a guy getting 8, 9, 10 catches a game. He would get you 5 to 7 catches, and it would just be 80 to 100 yards, a couple touchdowns in his prime. That's what you need from Josh Gordon.
Yeah.
You don't need Josh Gordon to be a guy that gives you high volume catches, 9, 10 catches. No, but he could give you 3 to 6 catches, and it's gonna produce 70 plus yards every game, Mike. I'll take it.
Absolutely. I look at Josh Gordon and, I look at the rest of these options, and the ball is going to have to be passed around. There's a lot of mouths to feed.
Right.
And one thing about playing with the Patriots sometimes, you got to be willing to just be a part of the overall success of the team. And I don't think Josh Gordon, especially knowing him, everything he's been through, he's not in a position where, he's worried about the number of targets he gets with. He is just happy to be out there and add whatever he can to this team. And obviously, Brady's going to be looking for him. Now you add an Antonio Brown to the mix, and nobody fully knows how that's going to go. We're all hoping that he just he comes in and really says, I'll be a Patriot and I'll do what I need to do to help this team win. We'll see how it goes. But overall, I think Brady's going to do a solid job passing the ball around, keeping everybody involved. But the role that you just specified for Josh Gordon, similar to what Gronk was, and somebody agreed with you in the comments, I think that will be huge for sure. Another guy that's coming up in the comments I'm seeing, Jacoby Myers, a guy who you told me, Marv, and I think we all saw Brady's favorite target during
Training
training
camp,
camp,
practice. Yep.
and he had one reception, 22 yards. Another guy similar to Dorsett. Obviously, Myers is below Dorsett on the depth chart, but in a situation where maybe a guy gets hurt, maybe a guy needs to come off the field, maybe a guy misses a game for whatever reason, the Patriots depth chart. If you start scrolling down, you get past Edelman and Josh Gordon. I have confidence in Dorsett stepping up. I have
Oh yeah.
confidence in Jacoby Myers stepping up just from what we've seen from him, and what we've heard from him throughout training camp and even in the preseason games. There's guys that they can rely upon from top to bottom.
I mean, you see in the comments, and you guys are right. How do you stop this offense?
And the
Like
Q
who?
Harry's still coming back.
Like
Keep
who?
forgetting.
Who do you key in on? Yeah, you sure try to take away AB. Try, and we've never seen anyone do it. Try to take away AB. Okay, try to double Gordon, Edelman. There's gonna be a lot of zones, and maybe there's gonna be stretches where Brady might struggle with the zone here, just trying to figure it out. But then it's like, okay, you took away my top three guys. Here comes Dorsett. Here comes Jacoby Myers,
Yeah.
who just comes and gets a clutch first down. Dorsett, we know how reliable he is. Has he dropped the pass from Tom Brady ever? Like Dorsett will get you 2 catches that are so clutch. Jacoby Myers, he's looking like he's going to fit in a role here where he can be playing the inside, he can play in the outside, a role that I envisioned of our guy Malcolm Mitchell, versatile wide receiver of that sort. Someone said he's going to be flying under the radar. These are 2 guys, Dorsett and Myers, who are just going to get those clutch catches out of nowhere where you see AB is not open or Josh Gordon is not open. Kind of similar to Amendola in his last year. And Amendola, you're like, what? Where the hell was Amendola all game? And then boom, third down, he catches that ball, and the drive continues. Brady's going to have a field day, and we're forgetting that you have running backs who can catch off the backfield. Damian Harris, he has a lot of potential. He didn't even play today. This offense is disgusting.
Yeah, man, for sure. And I see the questions coming and asking who gets cut to make space for Antonio Brown when he joins the team. And just quickly thinking, I feel like one of the tight ends probably goes. I think they have faith in Ben Watson. I think Lance Kendrick is the other tight end that's serving suspension. And then there's Ryan Izzo. Matt Lacrosse is still around.
He's hurt.
Matt Lacrosse is one of those guys goes.
And then Gunner
as well.
The punt returner.
I feel like the Patriots really like him.
They like him, but
somebody got to go for Antonio Brown.
They're like AB a little boy.
I really do feel like it's possibly one of the tight ends. The Patriots are not usually a team that keeps a lot of tight ends, and I think we just possibly listed 4 or 5 that's on the roster. A couple of them hurt, a couple of them suspended. But I don't think the Patriots are going to – I know some people said possibly Demaryius Thomas may get cut. I think I saw that in the comments. Thomas, I don't think any of the other wide receivers are going anywhere unless it's Gunner, who's technically a wide receiver, I believe. But none of those top guys are going anywhere to make room for Antonio Brown. I think the Patriots are smart and know what they possibly have on the field. If you have AB, DT, Jules, and Flash Gordon lined up on the field, that's scary.
Man,
that's scary for an opposing defense to look and see what the hell do we do? Not only the players on the field, but the coaches. You see those 4 guys lined up on the field. Brady dropped back in shotgun. Pick your poison.
And Griffin even brought up Cam Meredith.
Meredith.
His lifeline on the team is getting shorter and shorter as the days go by. We don't know what his role is. How healthy is he going to be, and what can he produce to the team? I don't see him. I don't see him playing a snap.
Nah, probably not.
Like it's way too many
space. But comment coming in from Clifton Brown saying over under Tom Brady throws over 45 TDs. And I just want to even talk about that even some more because I know I brought it up in the beginning of the show. Brady has options. Brady has weapons. And, going into the season probably before, this team is probably still looked at, okay, well, maybe they'll be a little more run heavy this year. If this game was an example of what this team is going to do offensively, I don't know if it was a change in the game plan or whatever. This wasn't a run-first team today.
and it might not need to be anymore. That team last year was a run first team because, well, you had the emergence of Sonny Michel. You paid up to get him. He got him in the first round,
Yep.
and you didn't have any weapons. Edelman was suspended. Josh Gordon came and went. Gronk was hurt and then wasn't the same Gronk that we were used to. And Philip Dorsett at times was your number one, number two option. So you had to become a run team to really get the chains rolling. And James White was your pretty much your number one, number
James
two
White. Yep.
wide receiver out there. So things definitely become different.
I do think though, if this team and Brady, because I still think Brady, I don't care how old he is, I still think Brady has the arm, the accuracy, the power, and with the weapons that he has, Brady can possibly put up an MVP season.
Last point on Brady, I'm glad you brought up power. This was the first game in a while where we saw Brady really start throwing some deep
Slinging that
balls.
thing, man.
He was throwing some deep balls out there. The ones to Philip Dorsett obviously comes to mind. But Brady's not afraid to throw it. There was times, even when you remember when Brandon Cooks was on the team, and you have no choice but to throw the ball deep when you have a weapon like Brandon
Speed.
Cooks on the team because of speed. The ball just wasn't getting there to Brandon Cooks
Yep.
at times, and luckily it caused a lot of pass interferences and things like that. But the ball looked like it was getting there tonight. And
Yeah.
Brady, he's always working on himself, always working to get better. Brady didn't go into the year thinking AB was going to be on the team, thinking, Josh Gordon may or may not be on the team, but he's got some deep threats this year. So, and big receivers.
Weapons, man. Weapons of mass destruction is what Brady has to work with, which is why I feel like if they do say, yeah, let's be more of a pass first team, Brady can put up numbers. Brady can put up stupid numbers. And we could possibly talk about a guy who is 42 years old and could be in the conversation as one of the top 5, top 3 candidates for league MVP.
Last question before we move on to one of our favorite segments of the show.
Yes.
Ryan Mooney asks, can AB share the limelight though? I think the trade is overhyped. We went from, 5-1 Super Bowl favorites to 4-1 after the trade. That's huge, especially considering they will spread the ball around. So let's give our thoughts on this AB thing coming onto the team.
I think Antonio Brown, his agent, they knew what they were getting into coming to the Patriots. You're over this Belichick era. When you come to this team, you have to know that like you're not gonna, you just can't really fully be yourself. And I don't necessarily mean that in a negative way. I'm like, Patriots are not necessarily gonna take away from your personality, but like when you play and you're in this organization, you're going to play and do things by the Patriot rules, and doing so will lead to a lot of success for you. So I think Antonio Brown needs to understand like all that extra stuff he was doing, that just trying to cause attention, the social media nonsense, the videos, the recordings, that's not going to fly here. It's not. And we're going to find out if Antonio Brown is stupid or not. And when I say that, is he going to come here and try to disrupt what's been so successful with this team and what can ultimately be successful for him? Or is he going to come here and try to cause trouble and find himself not on probably the most successful team in all of the NFL? It comes down to what he wants. And if he has sense, he might have a Super Bowl championship ring on his finger by the end of the season.
I just can't figure out AB. I really don't know his agenda. I don't know what he wants. All I know is he better all that hussing and fussing and social media, Facebook live and get that. I hope he got that all out of his system. Wear some damn shoes when you gotta go ice bath or whatever you gotta do. Wear whatever helmet they give you.
Just put the damn helmet on your head.
And this ball.
Yeah.
Obviously he's good. A lot of eyes are gonna be on him. He's gonna do a lot of crazy things. When he gets to the TD, when he gets to the end zone, what is he gonna do? Is he gonna behave himself, or is he gonna act up and start doing some crazy dances? That's not the Patriot way. AB's come out and he's always said, I will not conform to any system.
Patriots got a system.
Fam, This is the Patriots system. AB, I'm talking to you right now. Listen, bro. Listen to me. You want to ship? You already went with one Hall of Fame quarterback. You did amazing. Hall of Fame numbers. You went to Derek Carr. You was like, this is not what I'm used to. So you started acting up. I get it. You started acting crazy because you realized Derek Carr ain't no Big Ben. He ain't no Aaron Rodgers, whatever. So now you found yourself. You chose to come to the Patriots. You know what the Patriots are about. You're about to play with the greatest quarterback you will ever play with for the rest of your life.
Facts.
So shut up. Play ball.
Gruden tried to tell
you.
him.
Be you. Be you. We're not saying not to be you, but like, this is a Patriots team. We all about ships here. We ain't about the social media.
Yeah. It's about business.
Talk to the Bennett brothers. They'll let you know how to be. Talk to Gronk. They'll let you know how to be yourself, have fun, and still ball.
Gronk's a perfect example. If he wants to know how he can still be himself and still get down with the Patriot way, Gronk is the perfect person to see and emulate how he was. Everybody knows Gronk is a fun guy, party guy. But when it came to business and handling himself the right way in terms of media and when he's out in the public and whatnot, when there's a time to have fun, Gronk did that. When it was a time to be about business, Gronk knew how to get down, which is why he's arguably one of the greatest tight ends to ever play. Be smart, Antonio. This could be one of the greatest seasons you ever have. Maybe you won't have the crazy stats you're used to having in Pittsburgh.
But you did that, done that. Everyone knows your stats. Now you gotta put something to cement your legacy.
Yeah.
People already cementing you as one of the greatest wide receivers. Put a ring on that, and boy, oh boy, the conversation
level.
Conversation starts really ramping up for him. So, Mike, looking at the time, we could go on forever the way these comments are booming.
Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all.
But it's, I don't know where you guys are at, but for us, it's late. It's late for us.
Yeah, past my bedtime.
So we got to wrap it up, but we got something great.
Absolutely. If you are new to the Patriots postgame show with Marv and myself, or you've been following us for the last couple of years, you know to end our show off each and every week after a Patriots game, we hit you with our favorite segment, the stars and sorries of the game. For those of you who are not familiar with the stars and sorries, if you're a star of the game, maybe you had a hell of a performance.
Oh, you balled out.
Maybe you had some great stats.
Maybe you did something to catch our attention.
Exactly. You did something very significant that you will be a star of the Patriots postgame show. But if you're a sorry, you probably sucked. Your stats probably weren't too good.
Embarrassing.
And maybe you just played the game like a dummy. Various things that don't seem star worthy. From Marv and myself, instead of giving you a star, we give you a
sorry.
So, for those who have some stars in mind, please drop them in the comments. Let us know who you think deserves a star of the game. I'll kick it off, and I'll definitely say a person who deserves a star of the game is somebody who we've talked about a lot throughout the course of the show. Someone whose name got called upon tonight. We don't know how much his name will get called upon later on in the season. But Philip Dorsett, great game from Philip
Might be his
Dorsett.
only one.
4 targets, and with those 4 targets, 4 receptions, 95 yards, 2 touchdowns. Brady looked for him down the field, and they connected. When his name gets called upon, like I said, he shows up. And, he may not be one of the high names on the depth chart, but when his number gets called, that number 13 comes on the field. Brady knows he has another guy out there he can trust, and plays can be made. So I want to definitely give Philip Dorsett a star of the game.
Definitely well deserved. Like I said, anytime Brady throws him the ball, does he ever drop it? He's just Mr. Reliable.
4 targets,
out there.
4 receptions.
My star of the game goes out to 3 people, 3-headed monster. First and foremost, Gerard Mayo.
Shout out to Gerard
Mayo.
Mayo.
His first coaching job, really taking the helm alongside with Bill Belichick and Steve Belichick. Those are going to be the 3 guys really running the defensive head. And you limit the Pittsburgh Steelers to 3 points, you definitely deserve a star. So that's what my star goes out to. Now, looking at through the list, Mike, you got TB12, of course.
Absolutely.
That's an obvious one. You got Josh Gordon. We talked about that play earlier.
Yeah, strong guy.
Who else? Who else we
Win.
got here?
Isaiah
Win.
Win.
Yes, we spoke about Win earlier. Win definitely deserves a
Burkhead
star.
can get a star.
Burkhead, I said offensive MVP.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A lot of stars for sure. Hightower, I see Hightower can get a star. I think collectively, you said Gerard Mayo, kind of
Those
the linebacker coach or maybe possibly defensive coordinator, who really knows, but he's really stepping up in his first year, first game. The defense solid tonight, holding Pittsburgh to 3 points. I'll definitely give the defense star and those players stars of the game for sure.
So post game show stars were Dorsett and the three-headed defensive coaches. But Mike, when there's a good,
there's the bad. And like I said on this show, when you're bad, we tell you
sorry.
So Patriots wise, I don't feel there necessarily are any sorries. I think, all three facets of the game, offense, defense, special teams, everybody played well. If you guys have somebody in your mind that didn't, have a great game to you that deserves a sorry, let us know. We're not gonna be
No,
we're not gonna be negative towards
no,
your
no, no.
comments.
No, it's not. It's not a
sorry.
problem. It's
Not a problem.
problem.
Not a problem at all. But the team on the other side of the field, though, tonight just wasn't their night. Mike Tomlin, Ben Roethlisberger,
Big Ben,
Juju, he kind of got shut down a little bit, but he's supposed to be the guy stepping up in the Antonio Brown spot. James Conner, he's supposed to be the guy stepping up in the Le'Veon Bell spot. It just wasn't popping for them tonight, Marv. It just wasn't popping for them tonight. 3 points. 3 points. 3 points is all you can get. You want to be a dominant team in the AFC. People are not even looking at Pittsburgh as one of the top teams. Obviously, people looking at the Patriots. If you saw what Kansas City did earlier. Who knows what the Baltimore Ravens about to look like throughout the course of the season, almost dropping 60 points in their first game. But Pittsburgh, tonight wasn't it, man. Tonight wasn't it at all. So, like those guys I just mentioned, Pittsburgh Steelers, first game of the season. For Marv and myself, and probably a lot of you guys watching too, we want to give them a big fat
sorry. I'm going to stick to the Pittsburgh theme, but I'm going to be a little specific.
All right, let us know.
Big Ben Roethlisberger.
Big belly Ben Roethlisberger, huh?
Big fat old Ben Roethlisberger. An article came out on Ben in the Triple B's on Bleacher Report.
That article, wow.
If you guys get a chance, it's a really good read, especially if you're a Patriots fan. You like to see other teams just collapse, especially if it's your rival. Big Ben, he gets a lot of leeway.
Sure does.
He comes into
Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer, 2 Super Bowl rings. He comes into, team meetings late. Gets his own damn hotels. Gets to tell AB. He blames his receivers on live radio. Said they weren't at the right spots where they need to be. This, that, and the third. So Big Ben you gotta have a lot of cojones to do all of that.
Yeah.
You drive away Le'Veon. Le'Veon don't want to come back. He's with the Jets. You drive away AB. He don't want to come back. He hates your guts.
All-time talents there, man.
They're gone. So now you stuck. You got Juju.
Sure.
Up and coming. Looking good.
Young guy, yeah.
He looks good. You got James Conner.
Yeah.
He looks all right. He looks pretty good.
Not too bad.
And you face the Patriots defending champions opening nights.
Yeah.
This is your time to really shine. You are Big Ben. It doesn't matter what your receivers do, what your running backs do. You know what to do.
Yeah.
You are the 2-time Super Bowl.
You the leader.
You are the leader of the
captain
team.
of the ship.
27 for 47. 276 yards. 0 touchdowns. 1 interception. I bet you wish you had Le'Veon. I bet you wish you had AB right about now.
Probably help.
And AB's we're gonna see AB soon.
Oh yeah, you're gonna suit up real soon.
Next week, I think the team that we face next week about to allow 60 points a game or something like that. AB
facing the Patriots next week.
AB gonna get at least 3 of them, at least 3 touchdowns.
Ah, boy, oh boy.
So Big Ben, on this show, we got something to tell you, and it's a big fat old sorry.
Yeah, man. Big Ben, that article whoever wrote that article, I don't remember his or her name right now. But it was off Bleacher Report, and it didn't make you look good. Not at all. Not at all. Mike Tomlin, you ain't too far from it either.
Ooh, Tomlin, you almost got it. Ooh, you almost got it.
Tomlin.
Oh, you almost.
Ooh, Tomlin. I tell you, but we could go on and on, man. Like I said to start it off, this is the Patriots post-game show where you can find Marv and myself all season long. Following every Patriots game, we will be right here holding it down on the CLNS Media Network. But we're not only holding it down here on the post-game show. You can find this on the Patriots Roundtable, catching up with everything Patriots related and NFL related too.
Shout out to our boy Nick, who hosted that show with us as well.
Shout out to Nick for sure. And then you can also catch us on our other show, Double M Media, where we not only cover sports, but we cover entertainment, music, media, urban culture,
sir.
Talking a little bit of everything. Check those shows out. Once again, the Patriots Roundtable and Double M Media, all also right here on the CLNS Media Network. Any final words, Mar, before we wrap up week one?
You know, we're getting some love in the comments, guys.
Woo!
And we don't do this show if it wasn't for you guys.
Absolutely.
Trust me, you know, sometimes it's like we just got to do it for y'all because this conversation. And so I appreciate all the love. You know, we will be back, like Ryan said, next week when we face Miami Dolphins at Miami to rectify, using Ryan's words, rectify the Miami miracle. So catch us every time and tell a friend. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We are out here
holding it down. That's what we do. So once again, for Marvin Azan, I am Mike Molyneux. This has been the Patriots post-game show on the CLNS Media Network. We will see you guys next week.